Yo, what is up? The spring 2025 anime season is over, and I'm gonna have a tier list video here because I do watch a lot of seasonal shows. So I'll start off from the top with the best shows. We got S plus tier down to F tier. There's like a lot of decent chill shows, like nothing too crazy, but like the top shows have delivered, and just like some fun, unique stories out here. So yeah, for S plus tier, my favorite show this season, it's got to be Witch Watch. I liked it a lot, just like very funny, a mix of like high school drama, but then there's like romance and action at the same time. A lot of kind of supernatural characters, witches, just like kind of living their life all goofy here. So it's a fun kind of like shonen comedy anime. It's very episodic. So yeah, each episode we just see like a shit ton of characters get introduced, and then like new stuff happens each episode. It's very unpredictable. But yeah, the comedy is there every week. It's funny. There's like some cool action scenes sometimes. The story flows pretty well. There's like some serious moments intermingled with all like the wacky high school adventures. The author of Sket Dance wrote this. Also, yeah, has some like Gintama vibes as well with all these like kind of random Shonen Jump anime references out here. So yeah, just like a crazy fun show. After that, for S plus tier, we have Apocalypse Hotel, kind of like a dystopian, sad anime that just like had the most unique story, kind of turned everything around, and it's all hopeful. I mean, the concept is like, the world is ending. There's some like Last of Us virus, so everyone's dead. The only people alive are AI robots. So the robots are running this hotel in Ginza. Their only purpose is to wait for the humans, but they're not there. So there's alien customers coming in, and then like each episode, we just like meet more aliens. We're kind of like growing the hotel slowly, and then it just feels so hopeful. So yeah, this anime, like this genre of just like kind of dystopian, pointless like activities with cute anime girls, that's like a fun concept that leads to like so many emotional moments. It reminds me of something like Land of the Lustrous, or even recently we had Train to the End of the World, where just like the end goal doesn't really matter. It feels like there's no purpose because the world is over, but then you realize, wait, we're living in the moment. Stuff is going well, so yeah, we just like keep going, don't lose hope. Insane animation as well. Like there were like action scenes out of nowhere, random aliens coming in to fight. This anime looks super good, and it's like a lot of fun robot characters and a wacky ass concept. Also, after that, we have Apothecary Diaries season 2. So yeah, I mean, obvious S plus tier, like insane second half of this season 2. So yeah, we had so many episodes, but yeah, just like so much content jam packed. Mao Mao, she's in trouble this season, but apparently she just like walks free. She's the main character. She's just solving every problem so easily. So yeah, I mean, everything around her is like kind of crumbling, just like this war going on. But she's bringing people together. Her and Shisui, like their relationship is kind of like heartbreaking. A lot of like great escalations in the second part. I thought the first part of season 2 was a bit slow with like some random stories and mysteries that don't really matter. But then it all ties back to here where we see like all the characters, Shisui as well, like what they're all about. And I guess there's gonna be like some big things happening in the future if we get more of this anime. But yeah, I mean, season 2 was beautiful. Also, after that, we have 2B Hero X. So yeah, insane. This is Chinese Invincible. But yeah, just like a unique kind of superhero story with like, comic book level framing, insane pop-off animation. There's like superhero fights every week. So yeah, anyone can be a hero as long as you have a following. And then I guess you have like some genetic power as well. So yeah, we see like stories of heroes that were like created in different ways. And then yeah, the industry seems kind of fake because there's not really like any actual supervillains yet. But then we realize like the discovery of Fear Point. So there's like some sinister stuff happening in the background, but like there's a lot of like hopeful stuff as well. As we get like each hero backstory, it feels so good. So yeah, we had 4 or 5 different hero backstories. Like there's gonna be more to this anime, but like each episode, just like the highest peaks of animation. There's an insane cast of characters, like heroes that are just like, good people that want to help. And yeah, just like strong men, powerful women, they're all here. After that, we have S tier. So over here, there's gonna be like some high quality kind of like shonen continuations pretty much. Stuff that are like, pretty decent, maybe didn't really deliver to like, elevate them really high. So we have Fire Force season 3 starting off with. So yeah, I mean, I like this anime. I'm really hyped for the Fire Force story. The beginning episodes of season 3 weren't like too great. It was definitely mid animation with like the Burns fights, but then after that the story kind of like escalates. There's like a lot of funny moments with Arthur, and then like the big evil villains are coming up trying to like do the final stage of their plan. So it's gonna be a 2-cour. It's gonna continue up in the winter season to hopefully finish up the whole story. Also, after that, we do have Windbreaker season 2. Again, like a lot of like cinematic fights, well directed in this anime, although there's like some low quality episodes sometimes. Also, season 2, the story is pretty much a copy of season 1, except they replace Umemiya with Tsubaki. He's kind of like cross-dressing, pole dancing. He loves to be fabulous. That's just how he's comfortable. And, he's like very positive. I like Tsubaki. So yeah, the problem is they just fight another gang. It was called Gravel. And then that was like the same thing that happened in season 1. After they beat the gang, they kind of save the girl, and then they all have dinner together. So, we talk with our fists. That's how we interact in this anime. It's like feel good though. Sakura kind of getting a bit more character development. We see like, you know, he's like a lone wolf, but his friends are with him. So he keeps blushing there, and then he's trying to be strong, trying to like, you know, defeat everybody and find a place to belong. So yeah, all that stuff is going on. They're kind of setting up more villains in the future as well. Also after that, we have Shoshime and How to Become Ordinary. So yeah, part 2 of it. We have 12 episodes here. It was nice, really good mystery, high quality, very cinematic, where, you know, characters are just talking. We see Osanai, this like cute little girl eating sweets sometimes. And then yeah, they're kind of like resolving some loose ends from the first part, where Osanai and Kobato, they kind of like broke up. Now they're just like having fun, solving mysteries and getting back together. Osanai even says, yo, Kobato, I'ma settle for you until I find someone better. I guess it's just you and me. So a lot of fun mysteries and explanations. I like the second part better than season 1. Mainly because I thought season 1 had some like really bad mysteries, but I didn't really care about the story too much. I just love like the vibe of like these two characters just like talking, explaining things while eating sweets. Like that felt really good. Also after that, we have My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Insanely good My Hero season. So yeah, I love this spinoff. Just like each episode, they kind of build these characters that are a bit endearing. They're like weak heroes that are hanging out at night, kind of like helping people, being idols. And then, you know, Knuckle Duster, he's pretty much Slumlord All Might. He has no quirks. He's just a big, strong dude. So I guess this dude is Batman. And then yeah, these vigilantes, they seem to be kind of like fixing the problems, and at the same time they're interacting. We get their backstories, and we meet some other heroes like Captain Celebrity. They're also like pretty funny. So this season was insanely fun, really good. I think it has the same charm as like early My Hero seasons, where it's just like a brand new fresh world. Even though we're in it, just like the story with all these new characters feels really decent. Also, finally, for S tier, we have My Bashi Witches. Yes, what is this show? It's a magical girl idol show. Yeah, why is it so good? Well, we just like explore a lot of like girls' insecurities. I thought the story was like insanely well done. We have like an original anime where we have like this kind of sinister magical girl like plotline where these girls are like kind of getting promised to be witches to fulfill their dreams. So it seems kind of sus so far, but then after that, we see that each girl, they have like some type of insecurity where we just kind of go through girls with struggles. There's like a girl that has body dysmorphia. There's a girl that's like kind of taking care of her whole family, so she's like overworked. There's a girl that just wants to do her own thing, but then like she has like a lot of pressures from her family. There's another girl that's just like, you know, wacky goofing around, and then she's super annoying. So yeah, she finally has friends here. And there's another girl with like a social media presence where she feels like pressure they're getting followers. And then, you know, quality was pretty decent, just like very colorful. They become friends as they resolve their issues. So this anime kind of surprised me a lot on how in-depth they went on these like kind of girls' issues. Also after that, we have A tier. So yeah, some shows I like this season that were like very fun to watch as well. We have Sword of the Demon Hunter starting off with. So, this isn't Demon Slayer, but it's more like kind of a revenge story it starts off with. But then it turns into like a dude just like kind of solving demon cases in this village, kind of like finding a sense of belonging. The first episode was also like pretty long, comparable to like Oshinoko, where we just like had this like whole dramatic story arc. But yeah, basically we follow our dude Jinta, who's kind of like a big strong demon man, and then he seems to be solving cases locally. I thought he'd just be traveling around like slicing demons' heads off, but here it's kind of more about the story about the demon, because like things aren't really what they seem. Some stuff is like interconnected with other stories. Maybe the demon might be good, and then maybe we have to do like a roundabout way to save people. So there's like a lot of like decent emotional moments and story points. So I like the show a lot. I think it's gonna be 2 core to continue off with, so it's not finished, but just like give it a chance. Kind of like instead of action focused, just like a fun story focused demon hunting story. Also after that, we have Summer Pockets, classic visual novel show animated here. This feels like a time capsule back in the early 2000s, because goddamn bro, the story is so tropey. I guess it's a classic Key Studios type anime where there's just like cute quirky girls and a main dude that's just gonna be the harem lord and talk to them. So yeah, kind of like minor spoilers, but yeah, he's not really a harem lord, because each timeline, there's multiple timelines and routes, he picks one girl, and at the end it seems like each girl disappears, like he's in some kind of ghost supernatural island or some shit. The story is not really fleshed out. There's like a lot of questions on like maybe there's like some time manipulation happening in this island, but beside that, you know, decent quality, fun, cute girl characters. And then each arc is like super emotional so far. There's gonna be 24 episodes that we're gonna see like more sad moments, I bet. Also after that, we have Kowloon Generic Romance. So I like this show a lot, you know, great vibes starting off with. hot women. There's kind of like a comfortable vibe while like people are kind of living in this like kind of slum city. Everything's like kind of close together. It's really hot, but then we see there's like technology around them. So this anime kind of follows a trippy mystery, which was cool. Not really a conventional romance show going against the title, but pretty much we follow a mystery each episode. It kind of gets revealed to us pretty quickly. As you can kind of guess, it has to kind of deal with like AI machine shenanigans. But basically everyone in the city is not what they seem. It's like Kowloon has been forgotten in the past. So yeah, a lot of people are questioning, why do we exist? The reason I'm not really putting this higher up is because as we get like deeper into the season, there's some episodes that don't matter, and then after that the mystery kind of gets revealed to us pretty quickly, which made the rest of the show kind of like not as interesting. But you know, the quality's still really good. I love the characters. Also after that, we have an isekai that I like this season. I am an evil lord of an intergalactic empire. So yeah, I like this because it had Eminence and Shadow vibes a little bit. It was just like really funny. Our main character, who is kind of like a mix of a villainous show, also a revenge story, where like the dude, he wants to be evil. Problem is like he's actually being good. Like he's actually saving people even though he wants to be evil. So everything kind of works out for our main character Liam. In his past life he was kind of cucked and then forgotten about and left to die alone. So here he's kind of like owning this kingdom. He has a lot of debt, but apparently like shit's just working out. He's super strong now. He has an AI made girlfriend that he has feelings for. I think it's funny because this really didn't need to be like a space empire. So I guess the outer space stuff is only there for him to like be in a Gundam suit and do Gundam battles. Also after that we have Nin Koro, a ninja and an assassin, live together. So funny Yuri slice of life show, but it is a bit depressing. We see a lot of characters just dying instantly. So yeah, leave it to Shaft. This anime super brain rot. The story doesn't matter too much. It's just like super funny. The characters are like so evil, so hateable. Besides that though, you don't really take it too seriously as a Yuri comedy show. And yeah, just like Nokotan, I'm embracing the brain rot this season. Also after that we have Anne Shirley, a decent show, just like cute girl in the countryside. Anne of Green Gables remake show. I don't really know why they were like kind of making an Anne of Green Gables anime, but you know, following her, she's just like yapping all episode, being a curious little girl that just wants to learn and make friends. And we also have more cute girl slice of life shows. First one is Mono. I love this one a lot, pretty high quality. It's written by the same author of Eurocamp. There's also like some Eurocamp references. But yeah, we're not really going camping. We're into photography club. But I think that's just an excuse because they don't really do a lot of school activities. It's them kind of going around Japan, but they also interact with some adults, like this manga author that kind of gives them a camera. And then, yeah, they just like go around each episode. So we got a different flavor of Eurocamp here. The quality's like pretty high. I like it. Also, after that, yo, if you don't like Mono, we got Food for the Soul. So it's a PA Works original show. So yeah, we have like these college girls in the food research club, which is kind of like a fake club. But yeah, it's just like cute girls hanging out, a lot of like funny moments. And it's like kind of like a small insecurity theme where our main girl's kind of scared of like interacting with people. But yeah, in college, I guess she's kind of joining the food club to make more friends. Also, finally for A tier, we have Uma Musume Cinderella Grey. So I saw Uma Musume season 3. This is kind of like a spin-off featuring Oguri Cap, who's kind of like one of the main horse runners in the main series. So yeah, she's like this white-haired horse girl. She's pretty popular, interacting with a lot of people, kind of like very reliable, makes a lot of friends. But yeah, here it's like very competition focused, which I did like as well. Early parts of the anime was kind of like idol themed, where girls just like hang out in school, and then after the races they sing. But here there's like a lot of like competition vibes, just like kind of serious moments, rival characters. But yeah, I mean, Horse Girls, this has taken Japan by storm. The mobile game actually released on Steam, so you can play it in America translated. So yeah, that released actually this week. Also after that we have B tier. We got some shows here, maybe some that were okay but didn't really deliver that well, had some flaws. First one is Lazarus. Unfortunate because Mappa worked on it. It got Watanabe, the Cowboy Bebop director, on it. So yeah, what could go wrong? You know, just like a cool recipe for like some great action, maybe some cool characters. Well, I think the story just didn't try. They just wanted cool characters doing random shit. But yeah, there's like no feeling here. Like, why do we care? Yeah, basically everyone's infected and they have a month to find the vaccine, which is like they have to play hide and seek, basically find the scientists. And it feels like we're wasting time because the first 6 episodes we made 0 progress. We made negative progress actually. And after that they do find the guy. Minor spoilers. Yeah, the anime is just like super weird. It had decent animation sequences. Like some parts were definitely unique, stuff you haven't seen before. But besides that, just like a Cowboy Bebop-esque show that kind of had no story. Also after that we have Gundam G-Quux. I hate putting these shows so low, but yeah, again, like it was good. Like, okay, positives, music was insanely good. Production values were super high. Also, you know, cute characters, Machu Neon, Shuji. It's kind of like a Gundam continuation story in a new timeline where we follow like the space colony. And yeah, the new young Zoomers that can like control Gundams are called new types. But yeah, pretty much the story was like all over the place. Also, the ending was kind of crazy because it's like a very fan servicey type ending where they just like where like, oh look, there's the thing from the other Mobile Suit Gundam thing. Oh, the story I think had two issues. One, it was just way too much they tried to fit in, and then two, the random ass forced love triangle love story with Machu and Shuji, and then Nyan as well. Like, why did I even need to be there? That kind of ruined things. Like, the Gundam fights were nice. I love the clan battles they did in the beginning. I love the early interactions with Machu and Nyan, just like two characters trying to discover themselves in this space colony. But yeah, after that, yeah, the story kind of goes off the rails. There are a lot of cool moments. Also, after that, we got Slime 300. I've been killing slimes for 300 years, season 2. It was like very chill, turn your brain off. And it was like pretty funny, a lot of like parody moments. I think the problem with season 2 is that it was just a worse version of season 1. They tried to do the same things. So yeah, we just like meet too many characters, and we just like do a random adventure each week. Also, yeah, some of the story points were kind of bad this season. Falfa and Chalsa, the little slime sisters, they get married for some reason. I think the authors kind of hit or miss this season on the stories, unfortunately. But yeah, season 1, I was just laughing each episode. But hey, more slime. It's still not bad. If you want to see more of Azusa hang out with her family, it's super chill. The music's pretty good too. I love the opening and ending. After that, we also have Aharen-san Wakaranai season 2. Similar problems as, you know, the Slime 300, where, you know, good continuation. I love season 1. Season 2, I just felt like it was a bit worse. We meet some new characters. There's like the blonde-haired girl that shows up who's like super annoying. She has insecurities, and then yeah, something about this anime is a big theme. People overthink things a lot. They just like go off the rails. They're just like very self-conscious. So yeah, all of that like is going on, but it's super annoying sometimes. Also, we have the Unaware Atelier Meister for B tier. Pretty funny isekai. I liked it a lot, but I think the problem is, you know, gimmicks repetitive. Yeah, we have this dude who's like super overpowered, but then he got kicked by his party, but then he's helping everyone around him, and then he's like actually like the most broken person in the whole universe. He's just like solving every problem. There's like this main guy, Kurt, hang out with all these like girls and then, you know, helping them. He's super OP, so everyone loves him now. And yeah, I guess the funny part is that he doesn't know how strong he is. Also, we have the 2 Perfect Saint that was sold to another kingdom. So this one was just like, okay, kind of like, you know, if guys can have a kicked out of their party genre, the girls can have one too. That this girl's like super overpowered, but then yeah, her parents hate her. She doesn't smile pretty much. So she has no self-worth, kind of like used her whole life, but then she finds worth in this new kingdom after being sold. So kind of like a cute redemption story for her. I thought the characters were super tropey, mainly the evil villain. Because yeah, he was super annoying. Everyone else was fine. We want to see the main character succeed, but also, you know, it's not really too special this season. After that, we have Rock is a Lady's Modesty. I like this, you know, cute girls in a rock band. It was nice. Definitely decent quality, and some stuff this does differently is that yeah, the girls are in some elite school. Also, they're playing an instrumental band. That's actually like a big deal. Like how are people gonna like vibe to your music? Like how are they gonna sing along into concert? So they have to like kind of think about all of that. But yeah, I guess the main thing is that they're doing rock for themselves to kind of like change and better themselves, and then, you know, not be like trapped in a shell. So I thought the anime had good moments. I just thought like the story was kind of like a bit whatever for like, you know, girls band stories. Also, after that, we have Once Upon a Witch's Death for B tier. I love the show a lot, you know, just like cute witch anime. Our main girl, she has to collect 1,000 tears in a year or else she'll die. She has a curse on her. Also, her kind of like dialogue is insane. She reminds me of the little sister from Alia, where like just a lot of like degen shit just sprouts from her mouth like uncalled for. They like cool kind of fun dialogue with her going back and forth. But basically just a cute witch show with her just like helping people in her community. I would definitely rate this a lot higher, but the problem was the anime was like super low quality, which is like super noticeable. But even then the vibes were cool, like the story was nice. We also have Catch Me at the Ballpark for B tier. So yeah, you know, baseball, working anime, it was all the things I really liked about anime, where you have like a different concept, you know, working life. All these characters kind of breathe life in the stadium. It shows how like, you know, the beer sellers, the audience, the food sellers, the mascots, everyone, the commentators, even the security guards, they're all there as a community to kind of like breathe life every day in the stadium. There's also a cute kind of relationship being built up with like the main dude who watches baseball games every day, and then the very energetic beer seller. Also, after that, we have Zatsu Tabi, That's Journey. Okay, we got another Yuru Camp based show. Cute girls doing cute things. So yeah, cute girls are now going on vacation in Japan. So this is like a tourism advertisement pretty much. They hit up a lot of like common places in the early episodes. Like we see them in Inari Shrine in Kyoto. We see them hanging out in Tokyo as well. But then after that, they go to a lot of like different places. Stuff where there's like different attractions like rail cars. Maybe there's like a random tiny bus. Maybe they have to take like a night train or a night bus to go there overnight. So the story follows our main girl who's kind of like a manga artist that has writer's block. So I guess she's using her savings to go on vacation, which was nice. So the story was like definitely a bit repetitive. That's why it's kind of low. But if you don't compare it to those, it's just like a very comfy kind of like vacation anime. We also have the Guilty Gear anime for B tier, Dual Runners. So yeah, they're advertising the newest character, Unika. So yeah, you can get her in the DLC right now. But yeah, she's pretty much the villain here. And hey, this anime I thought was like okay. Tried to like tell you the story as well as possible. But the Guilty Gear lore is like a whole trip in and of itself. But all you really need to know is like Gears. There's Gears kind of Star Wars. They're evil. We gotta kill them. At least that's what Unica thinks. So yeah, there's like this whole kind of conflict with like Gears and other people. And then yeah, Sin is our main character trying to fight against them and then be like the positive dude. One thing the anime does well is that the characters look exactly like they do in their game models, which I thought was like cool, like kind of 2.5D style, very detailed and shaded with all their muscles. And there was like some cool action moments in the animation. I think the problem that everyone can tell you is that also they saved the budget sometimes. There were slideshows for some reason. So at some episodes, you have like this insane, like kind of animated sequence for like a few seconds. And after that, it's just like kind of still images for some reason. So yeah, unfortunately, the anime wasn't perfect. And then yeah, if you don't know anything about the Guilty Gear story, I guess you'll be super lost as well. But yeah, I kind of knew most of the characters here. So I was just like pointing at them, yo. And after that, it's just like a random story with like, you know, the evil people fighting the good people. One thing I also liked about the show is Bridget. So yeah, probably a lot of people loved her. She was like a fan favorite in the show. Only appeared for a few episodes, but yeah, she was super positive. Also, after that, we have Yaiba, Samurai Legend. So, another remake of an older anime. We got the Ranma 1/2 remake. We had Urusei Yatsura. So, made by the Detective Conan author, I'm pretty sure. But the story follows our main character, Yaiba, who's kind of like Goku, I guess. Super annoying, tiny little boy that kind of is very perverted, ruins things, and yeah, he's just like causing trouble. But he's our hero apparently. But it's anime. It's made by Wit Studio. It has like really good action. It looks really good. Had some really good animation. I just felt like the story was a bit annoying. We also have the Dinner Table Detective. Yeah, it's like a random kind of mystery show this season. It was a bit funny sometimes, but yeah, kind of hard to take seriously. But you know, nothing really wrong with it. So yeah, let's leave it at B tier. We also have Teogonia. I thought the animation looked okay. I think the problem was the story was so annoying. Because it's just like dudes explaining shit to you. Like, yeah, we get how fantasy worlds work. But then, yeah, we're kind of like in this like kind of remote village fighting demons. And then people are like, oh shit, this is the demon that does this. It has this power. They explain the lore like every sentence, which is crazy. It's like, bro, we get it at this point. So yeah, besides that, it's just okay, kind of just like a main dude getting power-ups. Also after that, we have Bye Bye Earth season 2 or part 2. So yeah, I didn't like season 1 at all. It just felt like the story was super rushed, like it made no sense. They did try to do too much where it's like a world where there's like animal people and then there's like some kind of government kingdom politics as well. What you need to know though is our main character, Belle LeBlanc, she has a huge sword. And then yeah, she's our isekai protagonist. So a girl with a huge sword. I thought the second part was better than season 1. Just like kind of continue the story. There's some emotional moments and then escalations as she kind of like fights her mentor. After that, we have the Mononoke lecture logs of Chuzen Sensei. So it's kind of like a unique setting. It's like old-timey Japan, like Tokyo, where like it's like post-war. So basically what we're doing here is that we're solving mysteries, but it's kind of like in high school where our main girl, she's kind of like a ghost detective, and then she just like asks her teacher for help. So like kind of like a comfy mystery show, very funny. And finally, we have like another kind of cute show, Uchuji Mumu. So yeah, we have like a cat alien called Mumu. So has to kind of relearn everything on Earth and learn how like kind of electronics work. This anime is kind of like science based, where like our main girl, she's kind of taking care of the cat. And now for C tier, we have from old country bumpkin to master swordsman. You know, big Giga Chad dude who's kind of humble, doesn't know his own strength. So some problems I did have: too much fan service with these female knights. Like they're supposed to be like powerful knight warriors, but yeah, they have so much revealing clothing for some reason. Short skirts, huge titty windows, even though like the dudes are like fully geared out. So yeah, my immersion was just like gone. A lot of the dude students are like kind of thirsting over him, which is whatever, you know, I expect that. But besides that, he's kind of like solving problems in the kingdom, helping these girls, and fighting villains who are also like his students. So yeah, the funny part is that like every character that matters in this show are just this guy's students. How many people did he train? Also after that, we have please put them on Takamine-san. I wanted to put this higher. I couldn't because like the concept was peak, bro. Just like time stop. Quality was like decent for an ecchi show, I guess. But again, the story concept was a bit stupid sometimes, where it's like, girl, you can put your own shit on it. But I guess like the femdom aspect is like, you know, the reason to watch this if you're a guy. Also after that, we have the healers, New Life in the Shadows, the dark healer, whatever. So this dude, he has like a harem of girls. Pretty annoying show. It definitely had no substance. Just like super annoying tropey type self-insert show, I guess. Also after that, we have the Shuanji Family Children, written by Reiji, the Rent-a-Girlfriend author. Bro, what is this anime? Yeah, I've been watching it. I thought it was okay at first. Like, I didn't think it'd be super degen. I just thought like, okay, one of this dude's sisters is in love with him, so okay, we'll just solve that. Besides that, it might be like a normal show, but nah, like all the sisters are down bad for him. The concept again is that like there's these 7 like kind of rich like brothers and sisters, but then they realize they're all adopted. So yeah, they're all thirsting for the brother now who's kind of like the tallest. It's like super annoying. What do you expect? Like, I thought I learned my lesson from Rent a Girlfriend. I guess not. So yeah, the romance shows this season were kind of lacking. Also, yeah, another romance show. Can a boy-girl friendship survive? Bro, there's no boy-girl friendship here. Where is it? Because our main girl Hiyamari is just like climbing on the main dude Yu. Like, since day one, it's super annoying. And then she's like cucking herself as well. She's like, oh, I don't deserve to be happy. You deserve to find someone that like kind of fits you. So yeah, like these characters are like in a relationship, but they just like can't admit it to themselves for some reason. They're trying to force this concept so hard that it was just like super infuriating. That basically, yeah, this anime is gonna make you angry. If you want another romance show this season, don't watch this one. Watch Witch Watch instead. It's peak. So after that, we have Go-Go Loser Ranger. So yeah, part 2 of it. It was okay, but yeah, again, like this story, just like something happened to it. It needs to be studied. Because yeah, season 1, the story kind of fell off a cliff, like in the middle. It was just like so weird, random shit happened. But then kind of like, you know, went back up after we fought the ranger. Like that was cool. But yeah, here just like random ass stuff is happening. It's pretty boring though. Animation's like whatever. And then yeah, just like it seems like we're getting nowhere episode by episode. Also, we have the Gorilla Gods Go to a Girl. I thought this was like a cute fantasy show where like, you know, people have like superpowers. And then yeah, the main girl has one of the strongest ones, which is like the gorilla power. It's just like the story was like super boring and generic, I thought. Well, the main girl, she's super insecure. And she has all these friends kind of supporting her. It's just like a bit boring. That's like my only problem with it. Also, after that, we have Your Forma. Have like a sci-fi robot mystery show where these detectives can kind of go in your brain, see your memories, brain jack you. Only certain detectives can do that. I thought the concept was okay, kind of like AI related. I think the problem is like they kind of thrust you into the story like with no explanation. It feels like you're in the middle of the season instead of like in the beginning. And then we also have Moonrise. So this is an 18 episode Netflix show. It was made by Wit Studio. Definitely has the Attack on Titan vibes because we see people flying through the air like they're wearing the ODM gear, but now they're in space. So it's kind of like a cool space fantasy where like, you know, the moon people are kind of attacking the earth people. And yeah, they just like declare war. So our main character is trying to fight the terrorist group. The story is a bit rushed and disjointed for some reason. I thought, yeah, the anime did have potential, like kind of like cool characters, good gimmick and concept, and you know, decent kind of fight animation. But I promise we're just like fighting a lot of random goons in the moon. The story is a bit confusing for some reason. And then finally we got F tier. So yeah, one show here. The beginning after the end. Yes, I think everyone knows about it. In terms of animation, we have 0 animation. But yeah, kind of like a promising light novel, webtoon based show. But what we got here, stories is Mushoku Tensei, copy pasted. So the story could have been okay, but the animation made people clown on it, and I guess it didn't really recover. I think it's gonna have like a second season continuation. Our main character, his name is Arthur. He's just like growing up doing things. And then once you see that, you also realize that the story is also just like not that interesting. So I think it was unfortunate because of the hype, because I would have written this off as just like another seasonal isekai. I just like probably would have rated it into like C tier. But yeah, it had like a decent amount of popularity behind it. So yeah, that's why it goes to F tier. Unfortunate, but yeah, that's that this season. And yo, the tier list is over. So yeah, how'd I do? S plus tier, again, I love these shows a lot. I thought they were like very fun and enjoyable. So I highly recommend S plus tier down to A tier. B tier, again, just like kind of forgettable seasonal shows. But besides that, again, Witch Watch, my favorite show this season. And besides that, yeah, 2B Hero X is also like insanely high quality. Apocalypse Hotel Unique and Apothecary Diaries. Follow him, Mao Mao Broshi, my spirit animal. We need to see more of her.